But I'm here, man. It's Bobby WAJ, and today I got something to say. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This is gonna be real brief. This is gonna be a brief one. So I'm watching Whack 100 and his player partner 600 go on this campaign about Big U and the allegations of having some form of connection with the foul play that's associated with the unaliving of I believe a high school football player, right? So Whack 100 and 600 is leading the charge, leading the campaign and all that. He's saying that they discovered some form of forensic evidence, DNA linking Big U from Rolling 60s to the unaliving of a young up-and-coming football player. So I was briefly watching some content to where they said somebody, there's a young lady who self-identifies as the sister to the young man who was allegedly alive with Big U allegedly having some form of a connection to it. And she had said something to the degree or the effect of, they put out a warrant to get his DNA, but he was ducking and dodging law enforcement. How could you say this dude is ducking and dodging law enforcement and you accusing him and you got accusations of Big U being in partnership with law enforcement? So how could he be ducking and dodging them if he's working in conjunction with them, right? So I'm not saying Big U did. I'm not saying Big U didn't. All I'm doing is just trying to present a different perspective to the audience who may be following this developing story, right? And this is the thing. When they need your DNA, it's not a warrant to search your property, your premise, your premises and all that. What they do, I think they do a subpoena. They subpoena you to provide DNA, and then that's when they potentially issue a warrant. I can be wrong, but I feel like this story, homie, it got a lot of questionable marks in it. You feel what I'm saying? It got a lot of, how could this be this if this is this and so on and so forth? It's one of those things that make you go, It makes you think, you feel what I'm saying? But like I say, man, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I know y'all haven't been receiving a lot of content from me. I'm about to up the ante. We about to get this content going. While I have the opportunity to, I want to shout out to my homie Photo, man. Welcome home to the homie Photo. Shout out to big homie George Bogard, aka Big Bogard. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all done heard about the big honchos from the joint downs, Shout out to the homie Baby Gangster from Compton. Y'all done heard about the big U's from Six Souls and, all these reputable individuals that they be introducing you to the lifestyle of. Well, George Bogard, man, we gonna introduce you to George Bogard, man. He scheduling interviews, him and the homie Photo, man. They gonna be bringing you some exclusive content to everybody that's not from Wash. You may never heard of the Imperial Court's General, rest in peace, to the homie Tony Bogard, who was instrumental, very, very instrumental in the 1992 Peace Treaty. This brother had over 200 lives in his hand. So everybody outside the gym, you got the Great Streets that came to Imperial Court's housing project. When they was in the Jordan Downs, they was telling one of their homies, I don't want to say his name because everybody isn't comfortable with the names being said, but he's an instrumental and influential Great Street. And they're like, man, come over here, man. We're about to go to the PJs and, see if they'd be cool with a peace agreement. So Cuz told him, like, man, y'all niggas take y'all ass over there. If y'all make it back, then I know it's peace, right? So the tension was high. The tension was so high you can cut it with a butter knife, a steak knife, a butcher knife, right? So you got all these dudes out there. You got all these Great Streets that came over here on a wish and a prayer, right? And the person who's going to make the final decision, whether it's peace or we about to, get up in these, not we, because I was a kid, right? Whether it's going to be peace or if we about to, if the big homies is about to slaughter these dudes, you feel what I'm saying? And it was Tony Bogard. Tony Bogard was very instrumental and influential in the 1992 peace treaties that went all over LA County, and then it started to branch out to other states and all that. But without Tony Bogard, it would never been no 1992 peace treaty. So his big brother, and by the way, they called Tony Bogard the Black Al Capone. This is an individual during his demise, his death. He was being actively investigated by the federal government before he can have a funeral, before they can allow the family to do certain things with his remains and whatnot. The FBI sent agents to come and identify his remains before they can release the body and whatnot. But he's known as the Black Al Capone, man. This is a dude that a lot of people say had 25 under his belt, if you know what I mean. Tony Bogart wasn't the type of dude that played around, man. Tony Bogart was a certified gangster, but he had to get it from somebody, and we gonna be introducing you to his big brother George Bogart, the big homie Bogey. So stay tuned for that content, man. But yeah, I just wanted to real briefly get on here, man, just to address the situation, that 600 is spearheading about Big U allegedly being connected to the unaliving of a high school football player. Do I believe it? I don't know. Did Big U do it? Was he connected to it? I don't know. I believe in allowing the police to do their investigation. I don't do the work for the police, and I don't cooperate with the police. Some of the things, right, it's getting real messy, because I feel like some of the content that has been recently released in regards to this subject matter is being borderline dry snitching, for lack of better words. I'm not saying 600 a snitch. I'm not saying whack a snitch. I'm just saying that some of the content that they have been releasing in regards to this can be considered dry snitching. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all stay up and be blessed, man. This story is developing, man. Like I say, man, shout out to my dude Photo. Welcome home, man. He just walked off that 15, 17 year stint, man. We got some movies coming. You get ready for the release of his book. Shout out to the big homie Big Bogart. They got some amazing stories for you, feel me? I'll be doing a little something and putting it in there so y'all can see, so you can have a visual about the big homie, man. So when you mention dudes like Big U, Big Honcho, Baby Gangster from out of Compton, and Turtle, and all these other historic figures from their respective sets and whatnot, you cannot exclude the big homie George Bogart and his little brother Tony Bogart, man. These are some real mafioso type dudes, man. But y'all step and be blessed. It's your player partner. I'm about to get up off this thing. One love. Let's live in peace before we have to rest in it, cuz. Too black, too strong. We all we need, we all we got. You know what the mantra is, cuz.